Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, didn't. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why, no one quite knows the reason. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. But I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Whos, staring down from his cave with a sour, Grinchy frown at the warm, lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a holly Who wreath.
And they're hanging their stockings,
he snarled with a sneer.
Tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here.
Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming.
I must find a way to keep Christmas from coming. For I know in the morning all the Who girls and boys will wake bright and early and rush to their toys. And then the noise. There's one thing I hate, it's all the noise. Those shrieks, squeaks, and squeals, racing round on their wheels, will dance with jingle fingers tied to their heels. And then they'll blubber farfoopas, they'll bang their gardukas, the blubber hoo-hoopers will bang their gardukas. And then they'll play a noisy game of Zoos at a Car's Day, a roller skate type of lacrosse and croquet. And then they'll make ears-splitting noises to loose on their great big new cardio flutes. And then the Who's young and old will sit for a feast, and they'll feast, and they'll feast, and they'll feast. They'll feast on Who and rare Who roast beef. Raw Who's beef is a feast I can stand in the least. And then the Who's, the tall and the small, stand close together, and the
Who Christmas Sing, the more the Grinch thought.
We must put an end to this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I put up with it now, we must keep Christmas from coming. But how?
Then he got an awful idea, a truly awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
I know just what to do.
The Grinch laughed in his throat,
I'll use this big Santa Claus hat and coat.
and he chuckled and clucked.
What a great Grinchy trick. With his coat and his hat, I look just like Saint Nick.
The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the Grinch? Ha! The Grinch simply said.
If I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead.
So he took his dog Max, and he took some black thread, and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he whistled for Max. The Grinch said,
Giddy up!
And the sleigh started down, toward the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town. All their windows were dark, no one knew he was there. All the Who's were dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square,
This is stop number one.
the old Grinchy Claus hissed, as he climbed to the roof with bags in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney a rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it, so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once, for a minute or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little Who stockings hung all in a row.
The stockings
He grinched.
are the first to go.
Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns, pampugas, pantukas, and drums, checkerboards, bizzlebigs, popcorn, and plums. He stuffed them in bags that the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags, one by one, up through the chimney. To the icebox, he took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding, he took the roast beast. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took the last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee.
And now,
Grinned the Grinch.
I will stuff up the tree.
As the Grinch took the tree, as he started to shove, he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast, and he saw a small Who. Little Cindy Lou who was no more than 2. She stared at the Grinch and said,
Why, Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?
But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick.
Why, my sweet little tot?
The fake Santa Claus lied.
There's a light on the tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it right up and bring it back here.
This fit fooled the child. He patted her head, and he got her a drink. He sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who was in bed with her cup, he crept to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar, and the last thing he took was the log for the fire. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire, And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other whose houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other whose mouses.
You're a bee, Mr. Grinch. You're as ugly as a cactus, as charming as a year, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black beard.
Still snooze when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with their presents, their ribbons, their wrappings, their snoop and their fuzzles, their tringlers and trappings. 10,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it.
To those!
He was grinchily humming.
They're all finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're all waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open for a minute or two, and then all the food down in Newville will cry, boo-hoo. That's a noise
Grinned the Grinch.
that I simply must hear.
He paused, and the Grinch put a hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. He puzzled and puzzled till his puzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before.
Maybe Christmas,
He thought.
doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas perhaps means a little bit more.
And what happened then? Well, in Whoville they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the true meaning of Christmas came through. And the Grinch found the strength of 10 Grinches plus 2. And now that his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light. With a smile to his soul, he descended Mount Crumpet, cheerily blowing hoo-hoo on his trumpet. He rode into Whoville, he brought back their toys. He brought back their flute to the Who girls and boys. He brought back their snoop and their tringlers and fuzzles. He brought back their pantukas, their dafflers and wuzzles. He brought back everything, all the food for the feast. And he himself, the Grinch, carved a roast beast.